My name is Francisca Kakra-Forson and you are watching Joy News Today. The coalition of unemployed nurses and midwives have been picketing at the Flagstaff House over what they say is government's failure to secure postings for them. Spokesperson for the group, Clement Apore, says the group will remain at the Flagstaff House until their concerns are addressed.
Well, we announced that on the first picketing, we did it on the 17th and then the 18th, and we were promised 2 weeks for employment, everything to be solved for us, yet we gave them more than 2 weeks and nothing came out. So we went there again, and then we were promised by the minister himself that by the end of September, everything will be done for us to get on board. And yet still, nothing has happened. And today, as we speak, 19th of October, and we are still in the house. Well, those who have been posted are about 1,004, where we currently have about 6,000 still at home.
Okay,
and those who have been posted also happen to be those who purchased a particular form, Ghana Health Service, and that is what we have now.
Okay, so
even that, not all of them have been given their postings.
But that should give you some confidence that government is indeed working to get your issue resolved. Should that not be enough reason for you to just give them some more time? Why then do you have to go all the way to the Flagstaff House to picket?
We are not considering that to be something of a good sign, because the promises have been given several times and none of them have been fulfilled.
But you just mentioned that some of your colleagues have already been placed.
Yeah, that is since August. That has been in August. That has been in August. And we've been there. After that, we've been there, and the promises have been given several times, and there's nothing out of them.
Well, Matilda Wemega is at the Flagstaff House with the agitating trainee nurses and joins us on the telephone. Matilda, what's the latest?
Yes, Francisca, a while ago, the Health Minister, the Employment and Labour Relations Minister, and Deputy Minister of Finance addressed the nurses a while ago, and they have assured that it's a process they have already begun. It's not as if government is not aware of the apply. So they have already, there's a committee in place that is ensuring that the validation process has already begun to ensure that these nurses are absorbed into the system. So they've given the nurses to have confidence in the government and expect that in the coming weeks they will be absorbed into the system. But there's not been any timelines from the minister. The assistant person was the one who addressed the nurses, and he assured that he is the chair of the committee, and the finance ministry has already given the go-ahead for 15,000 nurses. So they have the financial clearance already, so the nurses will still have faith in the government to address their problems.
So, Matilda, with this assurance coming from the government, what has been the reaction of the nurses?
Yes, for them, they are happy that they are getting some positive response coming from at least 4 ministers who had been there to speak to them and then address their issues. So for them, they are very happy and excited about it.
So have they left?
They haven't left. They are still deciding on whether to leave or not. So, but as we speak now, the ministers have all left. They are still meeting amongst themselves to know the next line of action. But tomorrow, they will be meeting the Employment and Labour Relations Minister again to address all their concerns.
Okay, thank you very much. That's Matilda Wemega from the Flagstaff House, where agitated nurses have been picketing, and we heard that the Labour and Health ministers have given some assurances ahead of a meeting tomorrow to address their concerns of posting. We'll turn our attention to other stories. And Regional Treasurer of the ruling NDC in the Ashanti region, Adams Alasan, has denied stabbing the party's regional chairman, saying he only hit the chairman with a car key in self-defense after being attacked. Now, Mr. Alasan is alleged to have stabbed his party's regional chairman severally, leading to the chairman's hospitalization. But Mr. Alasan, who is currently in police custody, has denied the accusations. Correspondent Precious Semovo joins me now with more on this story. Precious, good afternoon to you. Exactly what was Mr. Alasan's explanation to all these accusations?
Well, thanks. Mr. Al-Hassan's explanation is that they had disagreement with the party chairman as to the usage of the party car because they were using the car to support the regional minister, Honorable Kwesi, Midday. Yes, so there was this misunderstanding. The party chairman said that they cannot use the car and they couldn't come to an agreement and the party chairman instructed the tires of the car to be deflated, and the treasurer, who is Al-Hassan Adams, will also not take kindly to that. So they got involved, some physical exchanges. Now, according to Al-Hassan, the party chairman pushed him first, and he also hit him. So what I understand is that the exchange blows really serious, exchanges, and then he used his car key to hit him. That resulted in the cut on the upper right of his eye, and then on top of his head. I've seen the man himself, and the injuries are quite serious. But Al-Hassan himself is saying that he also got injured, and the two of them reported to the police, and they were asked to go to the hospital and then take care of themselves.
But Al-Hassan is in police custody at the moment, right?
No, he is not in police custody. We understand that yesterday when he was picked, when he went there to make a formal complaint that he also has been, assaulted, the police granted him bail yesterday, which was Sunday. The police granted him bail for him to go to the hospital and then take care of himself and report today. And I can confirm that I met him at the district commander's, office whilst I was, just leaving the premises.
Very well. Precious, we understand you're currently with the chairman who has been hospitalized after the attack.
Yes, I'm here with Mr. Samuel Awuni, who is the chairman. Obviously, he's in pain. I can see him in pain, but unfortunately, we'll be able to squeeze something from him. Mr. Awuni, what happened before you got the cut?
Can I just a car more than 7 months that we this can walk through.
And then on the wall,
Take a knife not the wall through.
A stick kind and not a key, because Adam says a key on the wall.
In fact, a second, you still put on a knife not the wall, and yet khaki.
What do you say? Who say a knife?
Yeah, a knife to put in the kutan of the wall, and yet khaki.
Now, to say you who and because you are just in a infant in a dinner war.
But you war, a saw the war, a stone, not many hundred, and I see no hundred cracker. On the try and the MSC,
Oh, okay. The piano, then a cost with him, say a young,
the same is Philippines, Emilia.
And then doctors a catcher. Then
ma'am, or more kidding, or more. So, now, maybe so.
That's a missy passing for Abraham.
Oh, as someone can share, Minister, parting penny who be answered a man. MCD in a small will be one about for my friends city. And a national or beautiful for a catch them for Premier and Central for the Mina, but there will be bad then I'm the name in Copo. But name Copo, not Central for Yanom de for by sitting Stephen. Minister, a choir or dear Nams or a constant executive, dear Nams or what the panel dear. I'm saying, I was them castle. The catch them so may a screening amount for and we are considered. But now, if you are 2016, your mama also pay 1,000 boosts. And yet, they will be to many. In the straight, you were pleasant mama's woman named Bra, and then no cost panel here. And yet,
all right. So, briefly, what he is saying is that they had misunderstanding, and then the treasurer used a knife. He insisted that it was a knife and not a key, as Adams is saying. And he has the cut one on top of his right eye and then on top of his head. He's in pain. He's at the hospital now receiving treatment. And he's also appealing to the president and other party executives that they should come to this area and then take control of the situation, or else their aim of winning the elections will not be achieved.
Precious, quickly, have you been able to get any information from the police?
Yes, I was at the office of the district commander, Superintendent Cosmos Afena Tamwa, and he explained basically that it was an exchange as to who will use the car, who should not use the car, and above the alleged and then the victim all came to the office to make complaints. But I was a bit curious as to how come they, granted the alleged person, that is the treasurer Al-Hassan Adam, bail on Sunday. But he said categorically that it is not written anywhere that police cannot grant bail to anybody on weekends. It depends on the situation, and he believes that what happened, it was a bailable offense. That is why they granted Al-Hassan Adam bail.
We'll leave it here. Thank you very much. That's Precious Semevo reporting from the Ashanti region. Now, scores of young persons claiming to be members of the New Patriotic Party vigilante group, the Invisible Forces, have stormed the party headquarters. It's unclear what their mission is, but the party's leadership appears to be unaware of their visit. Let's go live to the MPP headquarters in Asylum Down, where Hannah Odami has more. Hannah, hello?
Hi, Francisca. How are you?
Yes, Hannah, what can you report?
You know, this group earlier, members of the group told us that they were the vigilante group, but they came back to tell us that, well, some members are part of the vigilante group and other members also are just part of the concerned youth group of the party. And so what they did was they held a press conference and they said that they're adding their voice to what the leadership of the party is doing with regards to getting a new voters register. They are waiting on the 29th of October after the EC has met all political parties. If nothing concrete, as in their own words, a change for a new register does not come on, then they will embark on a demonstration. Dennis Ahmed is a spokesperson of the group, and he spoke to us.
For a new and credible voter register. That is all what we are asking for. Because when there is problem, normally and mostly it is the youth. We are pleading for a new and a credible voter register.
The party, the leadership of your party is already doing that. So why are you also on that tangent?
Exactly, the leadership of our party is doing. But the thing is that we, the youth, also must add our voice for the leadership to know that we are also solidly behind them.
But you know that the EC is already working on that. 29th of this month, they'll be meeting the political parties. Other bodies have also come in and they are working at it.
Yes. Yes, we know with 29th they said they are. So we want to send our message before the 29th for them to know that the whole of youth in Ghana, we are asking for a new credible voter register. Yes.
You say that you are the youth group, but I don't see any of the elected youth executives as part of this group. Why so?
You see, the thing is that MPP youth, we are well cultured and respected. We don't just go about saying things that we don't know. And we always ensure that whatever we do what is right. And all the leadership that you see, they are all leaders. And whatever a leader says, all of us will take. Just as Nana Rodankwa says something and everybody accepts it.
Some of the members I spoke to said they were the part of the vigilante group. Can you clarify it for us? Are you members of the vigilante group?
Oh, when somebody tells you that it's a vigilante person, everybody in a neighborhood can be a vigilante person. You can be a vigilante group or a person within your area to ensure the safe distance of your area. That doesn't, I don't think even the law stops you.
When are you expecting a response to this request?
We are expecting this result that 29th, we know it will come out. And it will come out that there will be a new register. Our next action is that we are not people who will go on the streets and then create some sort of this thing, but will ensure with a serious demonstration. We will do a very serious demonstration in Ghana for them to change it. And we know that the demonstration we're going to do in Ghana, I can promise you that it has never happened in Ghana.
So that was a leader of an MPP youth group that besieged the party headquarters earlier today, demanding a new voters register. Earlier you heard our reporter Hannah Odami. You're watching Joy News today with me, Francisca Kakra-Force. Let's take a quick break. More stories when we come back. Hello again, I'm Francisca Kakra-Force and this is Joy News Today. Pupils of Binchap DA Primary School in the Nkwanta South District have for years been learning in dilapidated structures serving as classrooms. Joy News' Joseph Opoku-Gakpo was in the school for his documentary on rural poverty, jungle poor. Here are excerpts.
Come back and The sight of children playing football on a vast park beside a structure as good as a school and a tree is what caught my attention. It's the Binchap DA school. The school is built of tree stumps at various ends and is roofed with thatch. Children sit on clay blocks to learn. No blackboard, no cupboard, no desk. Some sit on kitchen stools. Others sit on tiny plastic chairs they brought from home. This is the Binchap DA Primary School in the Binchap community in the Nkwanta South District of the Volta region. Now, today, for example, less than half the population of the school, which is supposed to be 86, have turned up. And even more disturbingly, the only teacher who teaches all the classes here have not showed up himself. And all morning, what the students have been doing is play around.
We don't have teacher, only one, and he's gone to Nkwanta.
So because he's gone to Nkwanta, then all of you have to play around without having the opportunity to study anything?
Yeah. He said that if it's 10:30, we should close, and we go to his house and crack the granite.
Why would he ask you to go and crack granite in his house instead of allowing you to learn?
Don't know. We don't know.
Is that something you do frequently, going to his house to crack granite, or today is the first time?
No, today is not the first time. We go and crack if after the school, they did a bracket, and we go and craft it. And he said that today we still go and craft it.
Okay. So instead of being in school, you are here playing. After this, you are going to crack granite. Virtually the entire day is going to be wasted. Wouldn't that affect your future, trying to get education to become somebody big in future?
The problem comes from the teacher. If he said that we should do it, we will do it. We can control it.
What do you hope to become in future? You in particular, what work do you want to become in future? Have you thought of it?
It's a problem.
It's a problem, eh? Why is it a problem? The work that you want to do in future, why is it a problem?
I want to become either police or doctor.
Conditions in the community itself, located on the other side of the road, are even worse, with many teenage mothers, uneducated children, and impoverished adults.
So we are need for this our area here, the lights, and about the school. That the school we want to pay for them. You see, we don't have this pipe also. One pipe we will have it here. We are just the government to help us for that.
So the school, you've been contributing yourselves to pay the teachers?
Yeah, we are contributing to pay for the teachers ourselves.
The community people, do they willingly contribute? Have they been contributing?
Yes, we are just doing it like that.
But you want government to support you?
We want the government to help us for that.
In a related development, poor road infrastructure in most farming communities in the northern region is causing farmers huge losses. Residents say the difficulties in transporting farm produce is making it difficult to earn a living. Joseph Opokugapo reports.
50% of people in northern Ghana lack access to safe drinking water, according to a Massachusetts Institute of Technology report. Joananyele, a farming community in the Nanumba North District of the northern region, is one such community where clean water is a very scarce commodity. About 3,000 people live in this community, but all basic social amenities, including electricity, health, good education, and road infrastructure, are non-existent.
I have to talk about the road network. You know, the people around this electoral area are mainly farmers. When they farm, there is farm produce, but who are those who are to come and then buy? Just that maybe people from Bimbala alone will come. And because the food are in their numbers, they buy it at cheap price. Meanwhile, they have costs at farm. So it's a loss they've been running. Our water problem is a very big problem because we know water counts for life. In a dry season, we have got 2 boreholes for this community, but one is not functioning. So in a dry season, we are compelled to fetch water from the stream. And as at that time, We drink alongside with monkey, animals, and even these Jaragoji herdsmen.
With the water situation, is it resulting in any increasing trend of particular diseases drinking from those water sources here? Any that you are aware of?
Yes, of course. When it happens this way, you see children of a young stage running diarrhea here and there. And I believe it should be the cause of the water. Because at that time, the water is not all that correct.
So food is not a problem here at all. But bad roads from this village make transporting foodstuffs to other villages to sell almost impossible. While traveling out of the community, I met this truck carrying more than 500 bags of gari that had capsized on the Eastern Corridor Road.
Yeah, it is the balance, the road. How they have diverted the distance is too long. And yesterday it was raining. So I came and reached here and then it slipped. And then my car too was broken, the other side. So the weight go to the other side and then the vehicle fell.
This is obviously bad for business, isn't it?
Yeah, oh, it's very bad. So you people should see to return. Look at the cover that they have done. They should come and do something about it so that we can be using the road. See how we are suffering on the road.
Thank you. Then for you as farmers, and even for the farmers and those of you who are helping convey this for them, then this looks like your business will not go on very well.
It will not go on very well because the road is very bad. The road is very bad. Even if you were to be here yesterday night, you can't even pass here. You can't even pass. All my diesel has fallen down. You see. So you people should talk to them and then they'll do something about it.
The family of a young lady who died while on admission at the Volta Regional Hospital in Ho is accusing hospital authorities of negligence. Cindy Prebi, the deceased, who was in her mid-30s, was transferred from the Barracks Hospital to the Regional Hospital, where she was on admission for 14 days. Ivy Setoje has the rest of the story.
They believe that the hospital, it was negligence on the part of the hospital because even the mobile oxygen that they were using was finished. Everything was finished, and there was no extra oxygen or available for them to use on the patients. And everyone, those who came to visit their patients, got to know that this was what was happening. And so they believe that with all these things that resulted to the death of their daughter and sister, they believe that it is the negligence on the part of the hospital, and they are ready to take the hospital on any time.
So exactly what I wanted to ask, what really do they plan on doing? Taking them to court, suing them?
Yes, they want to take them to court. They want to sue the hospital, but because according to them, they are poor, they don't have anything, so they are rather appealing to these human rights activists, lawyers, to come to their aid to seize this, so because they don't have the money, but they want to make sure that justice is done, even though nothing can bring their daughter back to life. But they want to make sure that this is not repeated in the hospital again. So that is what they want to do. So they will do everything possible to take the hospital on.
This is Joy News Today with me, Francisca Kakrafo. So take a quick break. We'll bring you business when we come back. Let's do some business now. Ghana's debt will escalate further on Thursday, October 22nd, because of the Bank of Ghana on behalf of government, and they will issue a 3-year fixed rate bond to the tune of 1.5 billion cedis. Now, the instrument, which is open to both local and overseas investors, will be issued at par. Information posted on the website of the Bank of Ghana said that the bond would be redeemed by the issue on October 25, 2018. According to the central bank, the instruments will bear a coupon rate equal to the highest competitive bid accepted. at the auction for security. Now, the coupon rates will subsequently be carried out throughout the term of the security. The minimum bid, however, will be 50,000 cedis and multiples of 1,000 cedis thereafter. The International Monetary Fund has meanwhile predicted that Ghana's public debt stock will hit 72% of the GDP. That's about 83 billion cedis by December 31st, 2015. The African Development Bank says it will provide additional funds to support ongoing infrastructural projects in the agri sector in coming months. Now, the bank has already released some $120 million to upgrade the Kotoka International Airport. President of the African Development Bank, Akinwumi Adesina, says the move is part of efforts to help overcome financial hurdles facing government.
Well, I met with President of Ghana, President Mahama, just this morning. And President Mahama's plan for Ghana is quite exciting to me. And the bank is supporting Ghana significantly. We've provided a total portfolio size of $750 million to Ghana, and we'll continue to do more. We have a loan facility of $120 million that we provided to upgrade the airport in Ghana, in Accra, right here in Ghana, which is very significant. We understand that Ghana also has some challenges in terms of its fiscal imbalance, and so we are going to be providing a facility of $100 million to them. Hopefully, once that is approved by our board, that would allow them to be able to cope with some of the fiscal imbalance that they have. And of course, we are investing heavily in areas of energy, in areas of agriculture, in areas of water, health, and sanitation. And I spoke this morning to the president that I'll be very keen to have the African Development Bank invest in agriculture, in particular in northern Ghana. And the reason for northern Ghana is that the poverty in northern Ghana is extreme.
There will be some tough times ahead for Ghana's economy before things normalize. That's according to World Bank President Dr. Jim Yong Kim. Ghana currently is going through economic challenges amidst power outages. However, Dr. Kim tells Joy Business he's confident that measures being implemented by government could fast-track the process for things to stabilize soon. Dr. Kim spoke to my colleague George Riafi at the end of the Poverty Forum organized by the World Bank.
I think what they're doing now is very, very helpful. I mean, we've seen a very aggressive approach to decreasing fiscal deficits. We've seen efforts at moving forward on structural reforms. We've seen efforts at maintaining, for example, spending on health and education. So we think the government is going in the right direction. But there are challenges. Inflation still remains very high. And some of the measures that the government has been taking will help, we think, with inflation. Ghana has had great success. The reason we're here is because Ghana has been able to reduce poverty dramatically since 1990. Ghana has also been able to lift up the bottom portion of the population much more effectively than others. Just one number, prior to 2005, 2006, the effect on poverty of growth in Ghana was much higher than in other countries in Africa. In other words, other countries in Africa were growing, but even as they were growing, poverty was not being reduced. In Ghana, growth led to much more rapid decrease in poverty. You see things like infant mortality is lower, maternal mortality is lower, deaths from malaria. So many things have gotten better in Ghana. We want to focus on that, what's happened here over the last 15 years. And also, we are here to support President Mahama in continuing the reform process that he's taken on.
It's interesting you talk about being here to support President John Mahama. What is the group, the bank, doing to help government in terms of all the programs and policies that they're putting in place to try and stabilize things?
Well, one of the things that one of the issues that Ghana has been facing is short-term debt. And so we're very happy that we've been able to help Ghana go to the bond markets and get a 15-year loan for a reasonable interest based on a partial risk guarantee that we provide. So on a very basic money level, we've helped Ghana access lower cost financing that will help a lot in the short, medium, and long run. But we're also focusing on things like energy. We're doing everything we can to help Ghana increase its energy supply. by. We're doing everything we can to improve expenditures in other parts of governments. You know, there are lots of basic structural reforms, reforming state-owned enterprises and things like that, that the government is now committed to, which we think is a very positive sign. We're providing the technical support for it. You know, Ghana has a glorious history here in Africa, and I've read about you know, Ghana since my graduate school days. You know, we think that Ghana has to get back to being one of the great leaders in the entire continent, and we think it can do so by coming out of this period with a very strong reform program that President Mahama's put in place.
That's it for business. We'll bring you back. We'll bring you more coming up after this break when Baba Tando joins us with sports. And I know Manchester United fans are already excited. Hello again to join you today. The committee set up by the Chief Justice to probe 7 High Court judges in the judicial corruption scandal has resumed sitting today after a break. Now, the judges who were captured on video allegedly taking bribes to influence cases were suspended by the President on the advice of the Judicial Council. Their suspension follows the establishment of a prima facie case against them after a committee set up to investigate a petition from Anas Arimiyao Anas and his Tiger Eye PI group for the 12 justices to be removed from office. Let's get the latest from Latif Idris, who's at the committee sitting. Latif, what more can you report?
Yeah, Francisca, what we can report is that for the first time today, the committee set up to go into the case of these high court, 7 high court judges starts today. The committee headed by Justice of the Supreme Court, Sophia Kufu, starts today with Anas Arimiyao Anas and his group. They came there, the 3 of them appeared today, so you wouldn't know who is Anas. They came, appeared, and started with the committee for about 2 hours. They started in the building, and then they came out as soon as the whole sitting was concluded, Francisca.
Okay, thank you very much, Latif Idrisu from the Supreme Court. We'll take a break and we'll bring you international news. The latest in entertainment, we joined in the studio by Gladys Osero-Redu. Gladys,
hi, Frank.
How are you doing?
I'm well, and you?
I'm good, thank you.
Great.
Long weekend?
Oh, really? Good for you. I had a very short one, barely nothing at all. But, you know, there's been a lot happening in the entertainment industry. Let me tell you about the very first one, which is our own Joy News partnering DWTV with a Hero Mobile. Basically, what this is that they come into the various communities to identify local heroes who have contributed some way to building the community, to give the platform to such persons, to give them global insights and also to improve on their lives. Let's get details of Hero Mobile. Local heroes discovered will receive the support to create positive influences in their communities and also have improvement in their lives. So far, the Hero Mobile van has made 2 stops. The first at Medina, which saw rapper Obrafo entertaining the crowd. If the Hero Mobile van hasn't made a stop in your community yet, don't be worried, because very soon you will spot the van. Yes, so just be on the lookout. But let's also talk about the award-winning dancehall artist who is just soaring higher. He's going higher and higher. Well, what is exciting him this time is the fact that he is the first dancehall artist from Ashaman who is going on an European tour with the Morgan Heritage.
First dancehall artist from Ghana to go on tour with Morgan Heritage for royal family of reggae like Morgan Heritage. Yeah. We have lived off their music. We have learned from their music. We have listened to them. We have learned from their music. So I supported the cause. I went to perform to open for, to be one of the acts on the night. So from there, I believe that word of mouth started going around, and Gramps Morgan himself got very interested in my thing. He went on to his son getting very much more interested in my thing and followed up on Instagram. And so we channeled it properly, got to get into contact, and lo and behold, I landed a nice one to go on tour with them. The tour starts this week or next week, but I'll join them in the second leg in Europe.
Hello, you can log on to myjoyonline.com and get more news. Thank you very much for your company. My name is Francisca Kakra-Forsen. Bye-bye.